Welcome back to my kitchen. It's Dr. Lauren here, and I am so happy that you're here, and I am happy to be here. So let's chat a little bit first, okay? It's technically back to school season. What does that even mean these days? Obviously, back to school right now is looking different than it usually looks. So generally when I think about back to school meals, I'm thinking, what can we give our kids? What can we give our college students that's a healthy, quick meal that they can prep in advance, pack up, even if they don't have access to a microwave and things are limited, what can they have in their lunch that's fresh, that's delicious, that's nutritious? They won't be disappointed when the person next to them is eating pizza. What does that look like? But now my approach is a little bit different, right? Because our kids are at home. Not only are our kids at home, the parents are at home too. There's multiple siblings at home. And so it's kind of like lunch now is like lunch for the whole family. And so the biggest challenge now is what can we make for lunch that we don't have to make 5 different kinds to satisfy everybody's palate? We're going to make a delicious mason jar pasta salad. I'm going to be using, I call this my mama and my baby mason jar, so a big one and a small one. And that's just because I want to show you the varieties that you can make in the different sizes. We're going to go over our ingredients soon, but what I want you to know is you can sub out any of the ingredients that I'm using. You can mix things up, you can change out the protein, you can change out the carb, you can change out the veggies, you can make it however you want. And honestly, another secret, I know we all have one of those people in our families. I have one in my family who doesn't like to eat the same thing over and over again. If you make a bunch of these in advance and then just swap out the protein, maybe one day is chicken, maybe another day is veggie style, maybe another day is a fish or seafood, they will think it's a different meal, even though all you did was switch one item. Trust me, it works. All right, I'm so excited to show you all this recipe, so let's go over these ingredients. So of course we have noodles. I have some fresh parsley. I chopped up some cucumbers in my chopper. I have some purple onion. You have to have purple onion for anything Greek. And then I have some tricolor tomatoes that I've diced. Of course, you have to have some feta cheese. I made a little dressing, just super quick and easy. I'm all about homemade dressings, and so all I did was take a little bit of lemon juice, olive oil, and some spices and herbs, and put those, mix them, and fresh garlic, and mix them in this little container here. And then I'm gonna do my pasta with shrimp. You can use chicken, you can use beans and make them veggie style. I just took some shrimp, I put them in my air fryer for 6 minutes, and I cut them in half, and that's just so that they'll fit a little bit easier inside of my mason jar. Let's build our pasta. So I'm using 2 different sizes because I just want to show you how you can make these for, grown-ups or children or people with different levels of appetite. It's important, this is the key. When you make mason jar, I make mason jar salads, mason jar pasta salads, you want to start with the wet stuff at the bottom. That's how everything is going to stay nice and fresh and crisp. You want your crispy things that you don't want wet at the top, okay? So that's kind of the key here. Wet stuff at the bottom, and then we move up our way to things that we would not like to get wet. Generally, these can last in your fridge anywhere between 4 and 7 days, depending on what you put in them. Honestly, when I was in residency, I would make a bunch of these on Sunday, and I would live off them for the week. Okay, so like we said, wet stuff first. So what does that mean? That means we have to put our salad dressing at the bottom. I'm gonna add some tomatoes. This is a great activity to get the kids involved because if they feel like they actually had a hand in creating it, they're more likely to eat it. And that's it. We're done. We can put lids on these and they'll be ready to go in our refrigerator and the kids can grab and go. And so what I like to do is when it's time to eat, I take a plate and I actually just turn this upside down and it's ready to go. So our dressing is gonna be on top and it'll just kind of fall to the bottom. Listen, from my kitchen to yours, from my refrigerator to yours, I hope you have a wonderful, productive day and a great lunch. Cheers.